Hi guys, I'm Jeremy Lawyer and this is your Major League Fishing lesson for the day. All right guys, we're here in the part of the time of the year when what you consider pre-spawn. Fish are moving up. It's kind of a little bit late winter, but more like early spring pre-spawn. And you can kind of approach that a couple of different ways, but it kind of gives you 3 different opportunities to chase 3 different species of bass in the same time frame considered pre-spawn. They're just staging, whether it's just rowed boat docks like this right here or a row of cedar trees. It just kind of depends on what part of the area of the US you're in. You know, it could be a grass line, but I'm throwing a jerk bait here, and this is a Spromic stick, but it's a really good way to cover a lot of water to where it wants to suspend. Like right now, we're in 10, 11 foot of water. It seems like in pre-spawn, those fish want that bait above their head a little bit. They're not really big on a jerkbait to go down and try and eat it. So when I pick a jerkbait, I try to pick one out. It's gonna stay above them to where they have to come up and wanna eat it. You know, one thing to keep in mind when you're throwing a jerkbait in the springtime, always pay attention to your cadence. And so a lot of times I'll start out, you know, when I make a cast out there and everything, I wanna take and wind it 4 or 5 times and get it down and kind of give it a pull. Then I'm gonna let it sit there for a second. A couple of twitches, maybe 1 twitch, maybe 3 twitches, you know, maybe 1 again. Just kind of change that up a little bit. It seems like to me, if you're just constantly doing the same thing and you're not getting bit, if you'll just think to change your cadence a little bit, it's amazing how much more the fish will approach that bait and be willing to eat it. So don't be afraid to experiment. You know, they used to always say, when I was growing up trying to learn how to throw a jerkbait, I really wasn't very good at it. And a guy told me one time to sing a song in your head and twitch it to the beat, and that would change your cadence. I don't think I've quite gathered enough over the years to be able to say I can do that. It did help me to understand that I think you need to change your cadence, especially, you know, to figure out how to get that first or second bite, and then you can just roll with it the rest of the day. Kind of a second half of the pre-spawn, both species of largemouth and spotted bass is the spotted bass side. You know, a lot of those fish don't have to come to the bank until it's time to spawn. Not that they won't, and not that you can't catch them, but some of the biggest ones definitely will stay out there last. The only way that you can really target those fish, you know, is with a spoon or flat jig or whatever it might be, you know, to get down there. But one of my favorite ways to throw a swim bait at them, you know, something really versatile. You can throw it on a spinning tackle, or you can throw it on like here with the 7-2 bait caster, you know. A littler bait's gonna definitely fall faster because of the fact it doesn't have as much drag in the water, where a larger bait is gonna tend in dirtier water to probably come off a little bit more appealing because they can see it better. So you kind of got to decipher your clarity of your water and how deep they are to kind of choose which bait's gonna be the right application. At least that's how I kind of break it down. You know, the biggest thing that is probably the final piece of the puzzle fishing deep for like pre-spawn is the fact that you got forward-facing sonar and you can stay off of them. You've got to keep your distance. You can see today, we don't have very much wind out here. It's really slick calm, and that's just going to put them on alert that much more. And so the best thing about it, you know, you can get your line up, go ahead and make the perfect cast and stay back. Like that buoy is a great example right there. You can see the buoy line coming up there at 90 feet. You know, that's not very far. You think 90 feet's a long cast, but it's really not. So if that was a school of fish, you know, you can see right there where your cast needs to be, line it up, put it right on top of it, you know, and then stay back. I would circle around those fish and come in from the other side and get that sun in my face, get the wind in my face, and then you have the chance of staying off of those fish, making multiple casts, catching multiple fish, you know, in that application, because you're gonna stay off of them. So just a great way to utilize all the numbers that you can utilize instead of just trying to catch 1 or 2 bass and messing the school up because you got too close. All right guys, as a professional angler, I know how frustrating the pre-spawn can be, you know, but go out there, have some patience, try some of these techniques, kind of mix them into your arsenal you've already got right now, and hopefully that'll give a good idea of maybe a better way to improve your catch for the day or just get you started somewhere to know where to start pre-spawn. So best of luck to you, I hope this helps.